Hi, I'm Will, and this is Memorize the Bible. Today we're going to be memorizing Psalm 1. Now, Psalm 1 reads, "Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the path of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he meditates day and night. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that brings forth its fruit in its season, whose leaf also shall not wither, and whatever he does shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind drives away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish." So now we're gonna do a visualization to memorize this. We're gonna start with the man walking. Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly. We're gonna start with the man walking, and an unsavory looking character. He's walking down a path, and an unsavory looking character points to the left to try and get him to walk down a different path, and he doesn't do it. He just keeps on walking. Now, nor stands in the path of sinners. Now we're going to imagine a bunch of the unsavory characters coming his way down the path, and he just steps off and walks around them because he's not standing in the path of sinners. Nor sits in the seat of the scornful. So now, after he's done past those sinners, he's going to be walking along, and there's going to be a guy sitting in a throne with the guy kissing his feet, and the guy kind of shoves him away with his foot, and then he points to another throne by him, and wanting the guy to sit down, but sit in the seat of the scornful. But the guy just keeps on walking. But his delight is in the law of the Lord. Now he's going to be walking along. He's going to see 10 commandments, and he's going to smile, and he's going to sit down. But in his law he meditates day and night. And as he sits down and studies the 10 commandments like two stone tablets, you're going to see the sun rise over him and set, and a couple day and night the sun rise over him and set. Then he's going to get up and keep on walking. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water. So now he's going to be walking along. He's going to see a tree off to his left and a river running by it that brings forth fruit in its season. And all of a sudden the fruit is going to start growing on the tree, whose leaf also shall not wither. And now the leaves are going to shine real quick. Just add a shimmer to the leaves. The leaves do not wither. A shimmer to the green leaves. And whatsoever he does shall prosper. Now you're going to imagine him laden, picking up 2 heavy sacks of gold, and laden with gold because he's prospered for doing these things. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind drives away. Now you're going to imagine him walking along and seeing some ungodly people, some unsavory looking characters, and they're going to fade into like chaff or little pieces of hay or whatnot, and the wind's going to blow them away. Wind drives away. Therefore the godly shall not stand in the judgment. So now he's going to go along, and he's going to come up before a judge, and there's going to be all these unsavory looking characters, and they're not going to stand. The ungodly shall not stand in the judgment before this judge. They're going to kneel. Nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. Now you're going to be walking along, and you're going to see some other unsavory characters trying to get into a church, and they're not going to be able to get in there. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous. And now you're going to imagine the Lord nodding towards the path in front of him, the straight and narrow, the righteous path. But the way of the ungodly shall perish. Now you're going to imagine those sinners kneeling before the judge, walking down a path, and then disappearing. They shall perish. That's the visualization and the psalm for today.